Hey everybody. Today's video should be a fun one. Hopefully you guys will all have a good time with it. We're going to be looking for a source photo or a reference photo that we're going to use for our digital painting. It has to be a landscape being like a literal place that you could be. The only other criteria with the landscape requirement is that it actually has to show like depth. So it has to have stuff in the foreground, which is up front, really close. Has to have stuff in the midground or middle ground, which is like nearby but not like within grabbing distance. And then it also has to have stuff like in the background, stuff that's really far away. So like generally like that's the sky or like a mountain, clouds, something that is untouchable. Not even you couldn't even throw something that would hit the background. You can use any kind of landscape. The categories are up to you. And another common question is, does it have to be real? The answer to that is no. You could pull a landscape from an animated movie. You could pull a landscape from a video game. Up to you. My only like high recommendation, borderline rule is don't do it from a cartoon or anime that does not have a whole lot of colors and shading to it. So think like a simple cartoon like The Simpsons. You won't be able to blend colors with those because they're just flat colors. So if you're doing something from that isn't real, make sure that it has like a wide range of colors. If you're unsure before we get going on the project, I really want everybody to show me what they've chosen because that way I can tell you if it will work or not. This website here, burst.shopify.com, I'm going to put in the link to this lesson because I highly recommend that you look here if you want a landscape that physically exists. You can even scroll down, I believe, down here where in categories there probably is one that is landscapes. Well, there's like water right there if you want to go for that. There's natural or nature and landscapes. There's also cities. You could do a cityscape. There's an example I think I showed from last year that is absolutely stellar cityscape. I'm feeling a cityscape actually right now too for my demonstration this year. Since we can't go to the cities with COVID and everything, or well, we can, but it's dangerous. So this one here would be a bad example because there's no foreground, midground, background. It's really just like a wet window. This here doesn't really have a middle ground. It's just his legs, which is the foreground, and then the street below, which is the background. You want three different parts. This would be a good example. The mountain area right here, hill, is the foreground. The bridge is in the middle, and then the sky is in the background. That could totally work. I might even choose that one, but I'm going to try to dive down a little further. Things that might be too complicated, for instance, like this with all the people, that is going to be an absolute nightmare to deal with. I wouldn't recommend it. Pretty much, not even recommend. I wouldn't do it. Like, don't do it. Let's see. Any other ones that look cool? Don't choose something like this to either like get something that has like a lot more range and depth, especially if you're doing like a city. This kind of works, but I don't see what's in the foreground in that one, to be completely honest. I don't want to cut this video too short, but I'm going to pick something for sure on the next page. You can search more specific things too, like if you want a river, you could do a river, yada yada. Okay, like this could work even though it's not a city. I'm going to end the video with this. We have the foreground and the bird, right? Our main subject. Our middle ground could either be this front hill or the one right there, and our background is the sky. When you find a photo that you want, I would recommend that we high-res it because we want a high-quality photo for our project to work with. So you can click this right here. This will bring up a download. Whether if you're on a laptop, it should probably automatically go into your Photos album on an iPad. But if you're on a laptop or desktop, you'll have to find where the file downloaded to. I'm just going to move my download to my desktop to keep it safe for next class. So everybody go ahead, gather an image, and get ready to share.